I can't even believe you're doing this for me. So thank you.
Yeah, I wanted you to show all of the products that you've been doing all of these months, and everybody's been ordering, and how many different varieties
Sweetheart,
of products that you have.
Thank you. You guys,
Look at this basket.
first of all,
Crazy.
let me pick this up and just bring it up here.
And you make all of that yourself.
Everything by hand. Cordoba Organics was really started from a space of me realizing that I was kind of blocked with certain algorithms, whether it be through teaching yoga or through sharing stuff on Twitter or just different various social media stuff. I started realizing that no matter how hard or how often I was sharing stuff, maybe one person might have recognized it. And when you do this much work, you at least want a little bit of acknowledgement, and if you don't get it, you start to question your intent and the reason why. So instead of doing that, I just took a couple years, literally the last 5 years, to just sit with myself and ask what I could do more of, ask what I could be better at doing. And marketing has never been my forte. I know marketing requires other people, and it works really well if you have someone that you know, a co-signer, someone that can say, wow, look at what this young lady is doing. But one thing I recognize is that something with, maybe it's who I chose to be married to, maybe it's, I stopped trying to think of the maybes and started just saying, you know what? Consistently just put out an amazing product. So that's kind of what I want to talk about today, is not feeling deterred when you don't necessarily get support or get certain love. Now, the reason why I say that too is because a lot of people that have visited my Instagram page, Celina Cordoba L, which is so hard to incorporate, is to say that sometimes I get comments like, oh, well, why is your page fake? Why do you have fake? I don't know. I stopped trying to think of the reasons or if things are real or fake or who's real or who's fake. All of that stuff was really causing a lot of mental drainage and was making me think things outside the box wasn't necessarily working. So instead of taking it personal and being like, bah humbug, my page doesn't have people that I recognize on it or names that I know. Instead of doing that, I wanted to think of, this is still an amazing opportunity, and you still have energy here that people will look at that hopefully will, kind of spark like wildfire. So instead of getting frustrated and, the things that people ask to trigger you into thinking that you're not doing something right, I just wanted to take a step back again and say, well, what can I do better? So, first of all, thank you for even following. I don't know if you can see my face and all. I'm gonna share each one. This isn't gonna be a quick video. So thank you for taking your time, Asir, to just hold the camera. All right, so Cordoba Organics. One thing about each product that I've made, let's let that happen. None of them are made with any type of water. None of them are water-based. Not to disrespect shea butter, but when I did a lot of research a couple years ago, it was one of the butters that I could afford. It's a lower priced butter, so I was like, dope, right? Hey, more. But one thing I wanted to be aware of is, all right, I might not be able to start off exactly how I want, but I gotta start off someplace, right? So these are like my first products. I'd say a couple years ago I started. Amor, can you shut the door or either come out, because it makes me a little nervous. It does. To have him crack the door and watch me. But what I wanted to show was that each butter, aside Cinnabon, is excellent for people with eczema. It's also really, really good for people with like rough patches, like whether you have rough elbows, knees, all those irregularities. Acai Cinnabon is made with 12 plus butters. I don't use shea butter in my stuff anymore because I found that other butters that are a little bit pricier can go just as far, and I kind of wanted to test shea butter and say, you know what? I don't want to use shea butter in any of my products. I want to use jojoba butter, horsetail, mango, avocado, kukui. I want to use different things as a base. So that's what I did. This Acai Cinnabon, lemonade, coffee bomb. I'm gonna get the basic ones out. Where's Revive? Revive, Acai Cinnabon, Victory Rose. I'm gonna list all the ingredients real quick. Victory Rose, again, very good for babies, very good for people with sensitive skin. Aloe based. I literally strain all the aloe aloe pulp and put it into a jar. Also, people ask me about my nails. Where do I get my nails done? My nails are natural. I've noticed that your nail bed will really stay strong and healthy if you are not constantly irritating your cuticles. And you can do so by just emollient, moisturizing your hands at night. So a lot of people have very darkened cuticles by their nail beds, and most of the time it's just because of the fake artificial nail or the wrapping. Those things actually really weaken my nail beds and weaken my nails. So I wanted to honor my fingers and say, you know, even though it's nice to go get your nails done, it's actually weakening my nails. So I made a choice to not put anything other than clear nail polish on, and just to hydrate, take the right vitamins, whether that be maca powder, maki powder, and matcha. I do a lot of matcha in my smoothies. So again, Victory Rose is really good for people with sensitive skin. Revive is a little stronger. It's got a heavier peppermint base and a beautiful lang lang, which is really good for relaxing your muscles. Lemonade, like I said, is great for people with psoriasis, or also if you have inconsistencies, whether they be like little polyps, little whatever. I've noticed the pomegranate butter in combination with the argan oil as well as the lemon butter reduces a lot of irritation, a lot of like little skin bumps on the back, whatever it might be. Lemonade. Coffee balm is really good for stomach, neck, under eyes, dark circles, reducing fine lines, helping elasticity, the elastin in your skin, the collagen in your skin, especially after having a baby. It will change, but you just need a little help and some time. I've noticed that women are really hard on themselves and really, I didn't get my body back in a year or two. It can take up to 2 years for your ab muscles to come back together. So you want to be patient with yourself and not be angry, and just use stuff that helps. So coffee balm is really good for tightening the skin, for all those like little dark circles, for reducing inflammation. The coffee and the extract of the coffee alone will do all that good stuff. So Rosemary's Baby is really dope because it's made with so many herbs, so many oils. A lot of people think that making or putting products together is as easy as just throwing some herbs in it, when it's actually not. You want to be able to infuse your herbs into your oils, and certain infusion processes take time and they require heat. So if you're just throwing herbs in a bottle, it's kind of counterproductive because you still want to use a certain degree of heat that will actually like open up all the radicals in your herbs. It's kind of like making someone a cup of tea. You don't want to double bag your tea. You know, you can tell when your tea bag has been used more than once, it gets a little less potent. It's not as strong. So it's not to say that that's wrong, people that do that, but I've noticed in the ethics that I like to follow are take a little bit longer. Like, funny enough, today I was making Aura and Onyx Azúcar, which are both like my facial masks. The Aura is a papaya, it's a papaya enzymatic facial scrub, but it's made with oats, it's made with argan, it's made with papaya seeds. I use the lemon in it. Same thing with the Onyx Azúcar. It's edible and it's incredible because the activated charcoal in it really does extract a lot of toxins from your skin. So if you can't find yourself making time to go to a spa, you're gonna wanna use something that extracts and just pulls out all the toxins. This is really, really dope because it's made with brown sugar, with oats, with cinnamon, with a lot of different quiet herbs, some sandalwood, some saffron. And that meant a lot to me, to not compromise. But when I make these two, literally, you'll be like, damn, Celina. I go, why did I create this? Why didn't I just throw some powder in a bottle and tell people to add some water to it? Because it's so much easier than putting in real aloe and mixing it and making sure it's the right consistency so that when you guys get it, you don't have to add water to it. You don't have to do anything except use it on your face. And this took some stages because I realized the papaya, you can get it in 2 different forms. You can use raw papaya, or you can use papaya that is actually used in vitamins, like papaya powder, all that other stuff. And I noticed that when I switched it up a little and only used a little bit of the live, it lasts so much longer and it doesn't mold over time. That happened a couple years ago, but we eradicated that. Boom. So you have Onyx Asucod, again, really gentle. A lot of people rip their skin up with actually using really things that are way too abrasive for it. And you don't want to do that. Okay, I'm good. You don't want to use abrasive things on your face. You want to keep it gentle, but add some texture so that you do cause some change. Which is why, another reason why dermatologists are great in many different ways, but they are taught the chemistry aspect of skincare. And there's too much going on in chemical preservation. Like stuff that you get in Walgreens and Target, turn it over. The first thing you'll see is water, mineral oil, or all these polycamabers and polyoxybers and all these other agents that allow your stuff to be shelf life. But this is exactly why we need to switch up to handmade products, stuff that is produced by hand, that has a really long shelf life. This butter, these can last 6 months because I've used them. But what you don't want is an agent that's gonna cause for mold or anything else. Essential oils don't spoil. Herbs don't go bad. Once they're infused properly and stored properly, they don't go bad. Unless you are keeping them open and you are not using them in the due time. Herbs do go bad if you just keep them in a mason jar and don't utilize them. They can expire like anything else. So that's aside. Aqua, very difficult to figure out how to mask the smell of apple cider vinegar, but still have enough in there that it can create some change in your hair. So Aqua's dope because it has so much good stuff in it. What makes it a little orange, I would tell the secret. Another thing about the stuff that I make, let me tell you, it takes me a really long time to create the recipes like food. Everybody can have like an apple cider shampoo, but what makes mine different is the aloe in it, the amount of apple cider, how the lemongrass is infused in it so it still smells bright and it's not too overpowering. The oils in it that don't dilute the potency of the soap, but still allow you to have some smell and some condition. The aloe that's in it, the argan oil, the jojoba, the macadamia, all of these oils are really dope when they're used together because it almost causes like a super buddy friend for your hair and for your skin. Rosemary's Baby. I kind of picked this one up, but what I did want to show is after it's infused with all of these herbs, I do put a sprig of some fresh rosemary in each person's bottle because details mean the most to me. Same thing, I might not be able to market with a lot of people on Instagram, but everybody that orders from Cordoba Organics will get a phone call and a personal email sent to them. It means a lot to me that you're helping me in so many ways stay focused and stay committed to something that isn't just water and a little bit of, rose water in a bottle with no character to it. And character, my Daily Enriching Witch Hazel, you can stay right there. I actually would love for you to. The witch hazel is dope. The reason why it looks a little tainted is because it's actually infused with herbs and with the stuff that's in it. A lot of people like to talk about infusion and different types of herbs that are accentuating their products, but herbs will leave a color residue, so it won't be clear. So a lot of products that I noticed in the past with like rose water, I noticed it didn't work on my skin because it was so water-based, none of the rose essence was coming through. I wasn't able to see it. I couldn't see the rose color. When you infuse aloe and roses, it actually will change color. So that's kind of why it looks a little bit like this, but again, this has over 11 herbs in it. It's simple enough, like calendula, lavender, rose, to not irritate your skin over time, but to also take off your makeup, to also seal your pores. Some of us have more open pores than others, and we need to seal them after we wash. So Dew is really dope because it doesn't expire. It's made with non-alcoholic witch hazel, which is a big difference. The base of it is also made with aloe pulp, so it moisturizes as you're rubbing on your skin. It's not just extracting and throwing witch hazel on your face. Very, very good. One of my favorites is Foy, because I literally studied a way to give us the best oils in a bottle with the right herbal extraction that wasn't gonna cost $85, $95. Cherry oil is extremely expensive. The other oils that I have in this, argan, cherry, jojoba, macadamia, avocado, it is so many. You know how like you start to think, I literally, some grapeseed, vitamin E, the essence. I don't even want to feel like I'm running out of time because that's been my energy. The energy of this also has got Hungarian rose oil, which is really healing for your skin, as well as a drop of sandalwood. Really, really good. There's over 13 oils in this small little bottle that are really needed for your skin. Not just for moisturizing, cherry oil, calendula oil, evening primrose is in this. I have so many. And I would take you to my kitchen to show you my whole, but I'm always like, it's just to show material wealth and to allow people to see how expansive your essential oil collection is and all these other things. And it's beautiful. But I literally just got into a space where I can feel like the work that I'm doing is reflected in the environment I'm in. And that's huge. You know, I couldn't share all this stuff I felt with the same confidence in the basement in Brooklyn because the environmental factors were so difficult. There was a part of me that was like, there'll be a day that hopefully I'm surrounded by sun and this work makes sense and it's not like I'm pushing for an effect, because unfortunately people still really are, they respond to things in an environment that looks, you know, that looks shiny and bright. So I'm grateful. Same thing with rose clay alchemy. Rose clay alchemy, and then we have beets and roses. The difference is the amount of sandalwood and saffron. A lot of people have wear a lot of makeup and have inconsistent skin. This is a little softer. Rose clay alchemy is Amor uses it on his face every day. It's a really soft and gentle face wash for sensitive skin. Beets and roses is a little bit more potent. It has a little bit more sandalwood, saffron. It's got a touch of lang lang in it, which actually really takes off makeup really well if you do wear makeup. It's got grapefruit in it and some honey, which is a little bit more extracting the essence of grapefruit and the honey in it. This one does not have turmeric. It doesn't have little drops of some stuff that's gonna take our skin a little longer. So that's rose clay alchemy. Physical therapy is made with over St. John's wort metal foam. It's got eucalyptus in it. It's got so many good things in it. Sometimes I blank out. Helichrysum, marjoram. That's what I was thinking. CBD oil. Literally, if you take a second to go on the website, all of this will make sense. But I wanted to go through each one of them today. We have Capricorn. Capricorn is dope because it's made with some bergamot. It's made with vetiver. Vetiver is a really expensive oil, a really expensive essential oil. Let me look for my vetiver bay real quick. Vetiver bay is dope because, again, I can't charge $5 for all of these things when vetiver bay, half an ounce of it'll cost $85, $95. And an essential oil drop, you know, it goes far, but you want to make sure that you're giving people vetiver in their vetiver bay. The same thing, this is made in an oil form as well as a butter form. The oil is here. I didn't make a butter today. Excuse me, I didn't make an oil today. But again, hair magic, really dope, really, really oil based, like oil based, jojoba, macadamia, horsetail, avocado. There's a little bit of mango, castor. I put in my Vaselina ointment in this. It's got a little bit of like a castor pulp in it. That's hair magic. Hair magic is great because it's got rosemary in it. A rosemary concentrate that's different than rosemary essential oil. Really, really dope for hair growth, alopecia. As you can see, I used to pull my baby hairs back and pull my hair back into the existing locks. That's actually something I did a little while ago, but as you can see, I stopped doing that all of my new growth, I've just let it be. I'm not pulling anything back anymore. I feel like it's a part of my resistance act and saying I'm not twisting and making things neat for anyone anymore. My hair feels so free and good. I can move it all around its base. And again, I think a lot of that for me is just staying true to what works for me and not thinking about, well, this person's hair does this, mine should be looking like that by now. And it's not. If you have your own natural hair, it's gonna do its own thing and take on its own form. So that's another thing I wanted to talk about. Kelp Help is really another amazing product because Kelp Help is made with Rasul clay, and it's made with kelp powder, and it's made with a little bit of seaweed in it, which is really hard to extract, but Irish moss is amazing. Another product that I go, why did I make this so difficult? But it works so well. There's a part of me that's like, you can't cut corners. Sometimes you go to people's house and you can tell the difference between a paella that's made for 4 to 6 hours and a paella that's thrown together in a half an hour. I don't throw anything together. I don't cut corners. And one policy that I really wanted to stick by was, even if I see someone's name that did me dirty or did me wrong, I am gonna give you the best product possible, because that's my energy and it's my way of saying it doesn't matter what was done in the past. I always used to be nervous of ordering stuff from people because I would think that they would taint it with my hair, and I wanted to eradicate that. Like, no one will ever get anything that's made with malicious energy or made with energy that's not, because I know my mom is upstairs and I know God is on the other side, and I know all of this will affect my confidence, who I am, my level of love, and that's what means a lot to me right now, is staying true to my moral code and staying true to the things that I know that the Creator will reward me for. And even if I don't get rewarded, I'm gonna reward myself for just taking a little further and being grateful that, I'm not in a space where I'm vindictive or feel like I gotta get somebody back. The universe takes care of all that. The same way that you can drink vitamins and do different stuff to make sure you keep your stuff colonic and keep your energy clean. We don't have to worry about mental, vibratory rapists and people sucking off and feeding off of our energy, because we're very aware of what we're allowing in our cipher. It can get a little just you and a couple others, because you have to really be aware of the triggers that people sometimes want to, exhaust you through or make you doubt yourself in. So even if you start off with one product and it's just one product that you put your heart into, that's what you want to do. For me, I had so much that I wanted to share. I had to time it and space it. What I did a couple years ago, I couldn't do this year. I had to wait because I've never had an investor. I've never been able to have like a pocket of money where I can just fill into labels. Every label I make, I hand cut at night. I put on myself. Every sealant bottle I clean out. I make sure that none of my energy in my hands, whether they be with gloves on or a hair net on, I make sure that I do stuff the way that I would hope to have received it. Physical therapy, the oil is so much different than the butter because you can actually see the turmeric root in it. You can see all of the ingredients in it. The thyme oil, the marshmallow root, the hawthorn, St. John's. My kitchen is literally just an apothecary of things that create products, because this is something that I didn't necessarily need anybody else's permission or recipe to create and do. So physical therapy is really dope. Maca maca. Oh my gosh, thank you God, maca maca. I was obsessed with maca maca powder a couple years ago and was putting it in everything, and literally figured out a way to not have it be grainy in my body butters. And again, that's the secret of playing around with the infusion, with the degrees, with how things melt down. Certain products, I can't put one thing in before the other because it will change. Like rose clay, I can't put the clay in before the aloe, little things, because it melts into the product differently. So you have to put the aloe down first. Then you have to process. So again, maca maca is dope because it's not grainy. It smells so vanilla, so yummy almond, like almond essence. And this is an amazing product. It's made with over 12 butters. Again, no shea, jojoba, avocado, mango, horsetail, calendula butter, argan butter, all of this good stuff, but it's got some maca root in it, and it's got some other good love in it that will help produce after you breastfeed, after you lose a little weight and you're looking to get a little pulpy again. Very, very dope. So that's kind of it. We went through Kelp Help, Lemonade, Revive, Coffee Bomb, Acai Cinnabon. We didn't do Ether. Ether is my vapor rub. Amazing. It's got, let me tell you, this one took a while to create because I really studied essential oils that would break up phlegm, that weren't just eucalyptus and, you know, camphor. Other essential oils that worked really, really well. This one, macadamia, the fir needle. Fir needle and niaouli oil are amazing for people with asthma, with issues with their thyroid. A lot of people's weight gain can be from a thyroid irregularity that's just not paid attention to. Ether is so dope. It's really good for babies. All of my products are kids friendly. Kid friendly, kid friendly, kid friendly. You don't want to use a whole bunch of herbs that are going to cause for breast development. A lot of people sleep on alma powder. I don't use it in my products because you cannot use it in your products and allow children to use it. It develops bones and joints a little different. So a lot of people put alma powder in their hair products watching these great African videos, but again, we're not in Africa, we're here in America, and I've noticed and did research on every herb. There's a lot of herbs that will create certain problems if you're breastfeeding, if you are in different transitory states. So I don't do that stuff in my products. I really wanted to make products that would be friendly for a newborn. Literally, if the baby is 2 months out the womb, you can put this on the back with a little cheesecloth on the chest and all the respiratory breathing problems will be gone. Excellent, excellent, excellent product. When I look at my stuff like this, and this isn't even all of them, I am very proud. I'm very grateful.
You should be. You should be proud because nobody is doing 100%, no preservatives, no additives. You were the first person, Cordoba Organics was the first company I know that dealt with crystal infusing therapy. So anybody that started using that shit after, you did it after. And you can check online the copyright on all of that. Cordoba Organics owns all of that. And I've been noticing every so often now, there's a bunch of these Instagram people that just kind of like just pop up.
You tell me about it.
And then I just be seeing how they be like trying to skirt around or use different aspects of the lotion stuff that I see you doing, but then don't want to give you no credit. And that type of stuff is really whack because what happens is most of these chicks that's doing that is just following behind what they see another sister doing. But in the end, if it's not in your modicum of exchange to really do that out of the verve in your heart, like I saw you develop this out of nothing. So when I see people who are known for doing one thing, but now all of a sudden they want to get into product stuff, and then when I read the back of their stuff, or I look at the stuff that they're doing, ingredients wise, it's all. You might as well just go get Dove or any of the other pork-based stuff that they selling to everybody else.
It's true.
Because it got parabens in it. It got all types of stuff.
Because it allows it to smell fragrant. People use a lot of perfumes and they use a lot of parabens. Also, I think that's another place that I wanted to be. I really love my husband because he allows me to be aware of stuff in the world, but I always pull back and say, none of this is going to help with production and with creativity. It just, I kind of closed off for a while, and that's why one reason I'm sitting down and thanking the people that actually talk about my stuff via word of mouth, because I'm not able to be on the camera and share every day when I actually have to make so much. And that's sometimes things that make me go, how is this person able to manifest all this and still stay at home to mail people their stuff? So 2 that I forgot was Musical Hairs and Sunkiss. Because there are so many, now there are. Musical Hairs is amazing because I color, but it also is made with 12 plus healing butters and oils, and it's really kind of like pulpy, liquidy. Really good for parts of your hair that might be graying, parts of your hair that need a lot of moisture. Same thing for Sun-Kissed. Sun-Kissed is made with calendula butter, jojoba, macadamia, avocado, horsetail, olive butter is in this, orange essential mandarin oil. It's so yummy and nice, and when I feel the difference outside and I see the difference on more skin long term, it really is humbling, and I really thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. It's taken me years and humility to say, you know what? It doesn't make sense to pay friends or Airbnb to go to these functions and try to get my product out there when I'm actually coming home to the reality of, you know, maybe not living in the environment that I hope to live in. And for a couple years, I just wanted to not look and be triggered or think about wherever anyone was at. Just focus on where I'm at and focus on, if I lose members and friends and family because I'm not Instagramming, then that's what's gonna have to happen. I can only use Instagram to share products and to share where I'm at, because I wanna stay mentally so upstairs in charge that I'm never triggered, or I'm not utilizing the time that I can get out of the basement to wonder what someone else is doing. So now that I'm taking some time to support and look at stuff on Instagram, hope to attract and to meet new people. And I just want to thank you guys for spreading the news. And hopefully, you know, maybe this year there's a couple labels that I would like to upgrade. But I always said, rather than look back, think forward and produce more. And when that time comes, I will have a little bit to reinvest in some older labels. I have about 6 older labels that I would love to reinvest in. But again, each of my labels are about $1.50. And just to get one done, cost about $200. So to look at my 30 plus products with all these labels that I designed.
Yourself, all you,
by hand.
100% organic, not
Thank
just
you.
organic in terms of the materials, but the fact that it's coming from somebody who don't be wearing excessive makeup, who doesn't have weave, perm, lace front, none of that. And again, I'm not dissing y'all that want to do that. All I'm saying is that's not you. And you have your own ingrained beauty that everybody's been hating on, and nobody's gonna see that beauty unless you bring it out of yourself. Because as a man, I'm telling you, any man that's telling you that you look better outside of your natural state is not a man. So again, I just want to give respect where it's due. CordobaOrganics.com, www.cordobaorganics.com. You have anything last to say to the people?
Just thank you very much for supporting it, and stay focused on me. Definitely know that things can take up to 4, 5, 7 years to start to see something in. And I'm just grateful that I didn't, you know, knowing that I use it, knowing that even if no one purchased this, I'm gonna use it on every inch of my body and whomever I'm blessed to share it with. I just wanna thank everybody for supporting and for knowing sometimes the underdog does have something really special to offer. All right, it's www.cordobaorganics.com. And if you have any questions or wanna email me about anything, I'm really great one-on-one, and hopefully I'm offering people herbal consultations that don't allow them to come back, that really give them the strength to heal their families and each other. It's not the best marketing tool because you won't necessarily have consistency with people, but my intent is to empower people to always be able to heal themselves, even if that means just one meeting with me, and then they can go and do yoga every day on their own. So God bless and peace.